of the day. Donegan 8-1, same thing with Daniel. And they'll be given the green light, and we'll get to watch this game unfold. Donegan picked up his first loss from round number 9 yesterday against Dredge. Now he's in another difficult matchup here against Lands. We'll see if he's able to overcome what appears to be a difficult matchup here.
Yeah, I think the matchup here is a little bit overstated for the Delver decks. I think the Delver decks are behind against Lands, but not dramatically so. The control decks, on the other hand, I think have a real uphill battle against Lands.
Sure.
Because the Delver deck still gets to pick up the wins on the, I had a fast draw, they stumbled a little bit, my Dazes and Spell Pierces were good, and I killed them before they got anything going. That still happens, even against Lands. The Aggressive control deck is going land go, land go, land go for the first couple turns, and Lands does very well in games that are shaped up like that.
Dylan on a mulligan to 6. Dan is on his 7. And Dylan might be heading down to 5 potentially. He does not look too thrilled at what he's looking at. All right, down to 5 he is going to go. Not timely, but maybe he's looking for something specific as he heads down another card. While Dylan is working on that, we do want to highlight our feature match area here on Twitch. We'd love for you to join it. Sign on up and get ready to pick the quarterfinals later today over at twitch.tv/SCGTour. There we go. There it is. There's the right graphic. That's okay. Join the feature match area. You decide the quarterfinals, custom emoticons and badges. Only $4.99 a month, or you can, of course, use that Amazon Prime partnership, twitch.tv/SCGTour. Thanks for joining us early this morning. Hopefully you stick with us all day long because we got a lot of matches to bring ya. And we got a champion to crown.
Yes, we do.
So
a lot of magic.
Absolutely.
A lot of magic left.
Dylan going to be looking at 5 cards here in just a moment. Donegan, very successful player at such a young age here on the SCG Tour, really where he's made a name for himself, him and all of those members of Team Lotus Box. And Dylan is happy enough with those 5. He will scry. That top card's going to become the bottom one now. Just a force and a passing of the turn there from Daniel. Now here's a Bloodstained Mire.
I think Donegan may have only been on 6 cards, not 5.
Yeah?
Find out in a moment.
All right, down to 6. Just got confirmation from our table spotter. So now it's time to ponder. Increase the quality of that draw step a little bit. We'll see if Donegan wants to keep these 3 cards or shuffle them away as he's doing a little bit of rearranging right now. He will keep and pass the turn back. We'll go back over to Daniel Barkon. Thespian Stage, pass the turn back. So not a lot going on here for Daniel.
Pretty slow opening so far.
Yeah, no exploration, no Mox Diamond. There's a Baleful Strix. Dylan will draw a card, pass the turn back. Back to Daniel will go. Daniel, unsurprisingly, has a 3rd land to play as he moves those 2 over. There's a Grove of the Burnwillows, pass the turn back. Donegan will come across for 1 in the air with the Strix. And now we'll see a copy of Brainstorm be played. So 1, 2, 3 cards drawn there for Dylan. And he'll be putting 2 back.
Yeah, Dylan without a land drop for this turn. It looks like he picked up 2 off the Brainstorm.
And now there's a Hymn to Torok. Six cards in hand, make it pretty easy. That one's gone. And now that one's gone. Let's see what Daniel loses. He's going to lose Dark Depths and gamble.
Though interesting that Barkon elected to cast neither of those cards.
And it looks like maybe a surgical extraction has been played here.
Yeah, it looks like Donegan here trying to go after the Dark Depths.
Doesn't want to have to worry about that aspect of things. Looks like that appears to be the plan. We'll have a response here. It might be a crop rotation. It will be on the Grove of the Burn Willows. Force of Will is going to counter that. So now surgicals are going to be gone. Punishing Fire, Exploration. Looks like maybe a Barbarian Ring and a Grove of the Burn Willows.
Yeah, I think Donegan's plan here is to just cut this element out of the game and make Barkon try to do it just via Loam, Grove of the Burn Willows, looping Barbarian Rings, much more slower modes that Donegan has more interaction with, and that surgical can also break up down the line.
I'm going to do a quick check. How many Dark Depths do we got here?
4.
Dylan's only found 3. Now, it's possible he sideboarded one out. I think he just went, maybe it was a Glacial Chasm. I think he's gone by it a couple times. Yeah, he's looking. I've seen this happen before.
Yep. I can also see Barkon just siding out one of them because he's playing a matchup with Surgical Extraction, and you kind of want to have a broader range of ways to win the game.
Yep. Well, I hope Dylan didn't miss one. That's what I'll say. Is there's an exploration. Barbarian Ring, Grove of the Burn Willows, pass a turn back. Go back over to Donegan now. He'll draw a card. He'll attack with the Baleful Strix for 1. There's a Volcanic Island, pass that turn back. It looks like Thespian Stage copied something there, so we'll figure out exactly what that was. Now Stage is Grove of the Burn Willows, so that answers that question. There's a Rishadan Port. Port's going to go tap in an Underground Sea. Donegan will draw. There's an attack for 1.
Rishadan Port there, not the worst draw for Barkon, as he's really vulnerable right now to Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Punishing Fire is going to take care of the Strix. And now if you're Donegan, you got to figure out, okay, how do I, and there's a Wasteland taking care of the Underground Sea. The question now, if you're Donegan, is how do I work myself through the Punishing Fire? I've taken care of the Dark Depths aspect of things, though now my blue mana is getting taxed pretty badly.
And I really like a heads-up play from Barkon last turn. He did have the mana left over with that Thespian Stage to try to go get the Punishing Fire, but he knows that Donegan has Surgical Extraction, so he's waiting for a spot where he can basically activate 2 Groves. So if Donegan does have a Surgical, he can respond by activating the other Grove and getting the Punishing Fire back into his hand.
Yep. Like that play as well. Oof, boy, back-to-back Wastelands are huge here for Daniel. Dylan is waiting to be Rishadan ported, and he will get ported. There's Gurmag Angler. That's a pretty big draw there from Dylan.
Yeah, Barkon without Maze of Ith or any other way to contain this right now, so it's good. And trying to run this thing down via Punishing Fire is really challenging.
So a huge top deck there from Dylan Donegan as he'll delve away 6 cards. He's got the real big fish on the battlefield now. We'll head back over to Daniel Barkon. See if he can draw some sort of answer to this card. That's the problem now, as Rishadan Port's going to tap up a Badlands again. In for 5 comes Donegan. Donegan does have a Lightning Bolt in hand to be able to maybe shorten the game even more. Mock's time in the draw here for Daniel Barkon. He'll just pass the turn back, port him again. Dylan will draw very quickly. Get in there for 5 more. Daniel down, it's a 6. Play a swamp and pass the turn back, as Barkon will draw. Port him again. I think Daniel might be done here, as there's an attack for 5. That's a Lightning Bolt going upstairs, and that's going to take care of it. So Dylan Donegan able to escape, defeating Daniel Barkon. Grixis Control going to take care of lands. Donegan with